Hello, I'm Johnny Cash.
Kris Kristofferson. Y'all know my pal Jim Varney.
Welcome to Willie Nelson and family's 10th annual New Year's Eve party. Coming to you live. Man, Willie's been singing up a storm, man.
Sounds great, yeah.
Looks like it's going to be one hell of a time.
It's going to be a big one. And because New Year's Eve doesn't just happen in the South, although I was 10 years old before I knew that, we'll be going live to Times Square, New York City for the ball drop.
John, does that mean that New York's voice is going to change?
Hey, will you look at all those people? Man, and New Year's is still about 50 minutes away in New York.
It's shaping up to be a fine time right here in Houston. There's so much talent here that one stage wasn't big enough, so we had to have three. B.B. King, Waylon Jennings, Jesse Coulter.
Listen, that's a lot of heart and a lot of soul out there on that stage here. Boy, I tell you what, it's a righteous way to bring in the new year, ain't it? Hey, did you make any New Year's resolutions?
Yeah, I'm not going to wear black anymore.
How come?
It's time to lighten things up. How about navy blue?
I think that's a remarkable leap of courage, John. If we want to talk about blue, let's talk about the king of the blues. Here's the one and only B.B. King.
I think it's about time we checked in on the folks up in New York City. Let's go to Times Square. What do you see, Jim?
Well, there are a lot of people there, John. They look cold. Many of them appear to be wearing hats. Some are taller than others. I notice these things, John. It must be my FBI training. Know what I mean?
Must be. Let's go back down to the stage of the summit right here in Houston.
Happy New Year, Richard.
Hey!
All right, Willie. Hey, there's just about 25 minutes to go until New Year's on the East Coast. Let's go to Times Square, see how the folks in New York are doing.
Thank you, New York, and have a happy New Year yourselves.
Waylon's just walked over to Willie's stage.
What's he doing?
Hey, Earl Campbell.
How you, Varney? It's me, your old buddy Ernest, and the folks at HBO needed somebody to explain this to you. So they got me, Ernest P. Worrell. So I'm going to explain it. You ready, Varney? It's me. Now listen. Okay. Ernest P. Worrell is going to tell you. Listen closely. It's just about 20 minutes until New Year's Eve on the East Coast. Now, us folks in Houston are going to celebrate the New Year's twice. Once for Houston, the center of the universe, and once for the rest of the country. Now, if you're watching on the West Coast, we're on a 3-hour time delay, Vern. So there'll be a tape delay, and we're live everywhere else. Are you with me so far? Comprendo? So when it's midnight in New York, it will be midnight in L.A., except it will really be 3 a.m. in New York. Now, Chicago and Houston are on the same time zone. So when it's really midnight in L.A., it will seem to be 11 p.m. in Houston, but actually it'll be 2 a.m. in Chicago. Now, if you're videotaping this, it could be July, and that don't matter. Now, you following this? How about you, Chris? You want me to repeat this for you?
Ernest, that's the most confusing damn story I ever heard in my life.
Okay.
I'd like to mull over it a while with John. While we're doing that, I think we can listen to Willie Nelson doing another set.
Go, Willie.
Are we allowed to mull on HBO?
HBO.
Mull.
Yeah. Martin used to mull.
It's just about a minute and a half to New York.
On what airline?
Surely you can't mean that.
What's that?
Surely you can't mean that.
Of course he means it, and quit calling him Shirley.
Did you say Shirley or Shirley?
Surely you can't mean that.
Happy New Year, Richard.
Happy birthday.
Happy New Year,
Mama.
Baker. Hi, Mama.
Happy New Year, Betty Ford. I thank God for 1984.
Hey, how about hey, look at
It's
here.
less than 1 minute to New York.
On what airline?
Here comes the New Year creeping across the azure Atlantic. It'll be New Year's in less than 1 minute.
In less than 40 seconds.
You know, this year they changed the ball to an apple.
I hope that sucker don't have worms.
Well, listen here. people. I think a few of them.
Have you ever seen so many people in your life?
Not at one time.
Yeah, we got the countdown coming up here.
Well, we sure do. Now let's hear it. We got 15, 14, 13, 12,
11,
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year! Happy New Year, too.
Happy New Year, New York.
And a Feliz Año Nuevo for John Rodriguez and all of our people.
And from David Allen Coe, Happy New Year.
And what about Earl Campbell?
Earl Campbell, thank you for the boots, Earl Campbell.
And
Look
happy
at all that
New Year,
TV.
Muhammad
Happy
Ali.
New Year, New York.
I say,
We're having a big one down here in Houston. We hope y'all are having a big one over on the East Coast, up in New York, and all them good places.
that's a connection.
Before we get ready for New Year's in Houston, what do you say we take one last look at New York?
Hey, how come things aren't breaking up there?
Well, because breaking up is hard to do. Things are breaking up. Somebody's breaking up a fight. Somebody there's breaking up a store.
There is. I got it.
And there's a guy there just breaking up.
There's a guy getting
I think you
mugged.
heard something funny.
No, he's being mugged. He's not.
And we saw it live.
Hey, they ought to go home and see the rest of their show here.
There's still a lot of party left here in Houston. And Chris, you know, I think it's time that you and I went down and
I
joined.
thought you'd never ask.
Let's
man.
go down
Let's
and
get
join
the hell
party.
out of here.
Hey, Jim, fill in for me, will you?
You
Be
be
glad to.
brave.